everybody, welcome back. I am so super excited for this video, and I don't usually get like super excited about things, but it is finally time to go over 2023 new releases and the changes that have been made. So I'm going to use collection 197. It's called Winter Night, I think. I don't know. I think I changed the name of this a million times. I'm also going to show this art in a separate video, again, with the New Year's kit, which will be on 11/17 releases. So you may see this art quite a bit. Luckily, I think it's beautiful, so I don't mind to keep looking at it, but I needed a kit to show you guys all the changes, and I do kind of want to still keep consistent in the new release videos. So you're going to see a lot of this kit. Hopefully you like it as much as I do. There are two major changes, actually I guess we can count it as one, to the way listings are going to be structured in 2023. We used to have our weekly kit listing and our mini kit listings, and that pretty much made up our general weekly listings for vertical planners, 1.5 inch wide, etc. This year we broke it down into two different listings. So there's going to be a weekly listing, and then there's going to be an add-on listing. So we took the items that are purchased most often and put them in a weekly listing, and then all of the other additional sheets, some of which are new, some of which you've seen before, those will be in the add-on listing. So when you go to shop for your weekly listing items, you may have to bounce to two listings, which I feel like a lot of you guys were doing anyway. There's no way for us to get the number of sheets that we offer into one single listing. So there's some other shops that kind of do it this way, just like a regular listing and an add-on listing. So I feel like you guys should be able to pick up on it pretty quickly, but you know, I'm always just a DM, a website chat, I'm always around. So I'm happy to help with that as we transition into this new layout. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, if you have shopped with OUC for any period of time, you know that we number our kits by the first three numbers being the kit collection, and then the last three numbers being your sheet number. I tried to change as few of these as possible. There are some changes. I feel like most of you guys shop by like the sheet name, like full boxes and half and quarter boxes versus the sheet number, but just be aware when you start getting these in, there are some changes. The biggest changes are in this first weekly kit listing. So our mini kit is now becoming a sampler. There are still two sheets. I did not change anything on this. I got zero requests for changes on this sheet. So we're keeping it the same. It will change, July or next year when we change fonts. We are going to change fonts for 2024. I did keep F12 for 2023. However, you are going to see that it has been updated and refreshed, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. So we're going to still have your sampler sheet 1 and sampler sheet 2 just the way that we used to do with the mini kit. Sheet 3 is now our standard full box sheet. So that is the same as we did for the July revamps. Okay, so next up is sheet 4. This one is the same. We are renaming it from thin washi to small washi to signify the sheet size. Our old deluxe washi was sheet 016. That one has become sheet 005. It is still called the deluxe washi. Okay, and then sheet 6 used to be our basic labels. This is the new reformatted decorative half and quarter boxes. If you can tell, the bottom 3 rows are third boxes. So you now have 9 half boxes, 9 quarter boxes, and 9 third boxes. And I'm super excited for this. I just don't use a lot of half boxes. I don't have the space in my planner, but quarter and third boxes I can totally use. And I would feel totally justified in pulling this sheet just to use all of these labels at the bottom. It's a 5x7 sheet. It's the same size as the old decorative half and quarter box sheet, but we've added on those third boxes there, and it is mostly decorative labels, which I know you guys love. So this is going to be called just our label sheet. And then we go into the date covers. Again, this is all in the regular weekly kit listing. We have 4 date cover options this year, and I am super excited about the last one. But this is what you are used to with your Erin Condren or 1.5 inch wide column individual date covers. Do you guys see this? That is a change. We switched from using mainly the cursive to the print font, and our weekend banner has become a Hello Weekend, and it is cut around the letters just like all of our other weekend banners have been. So that is the new updated part of the fonts. The next date cover is the Erin Condren hourly date cover. No changes there minus the fonts. Everything is still the same there. And then you have your plum vertical columns, same thing. And then our 4th date cover option is this new stroked, we're calling them brush stroke date covers. So, well, let me zoom in the right way. There we go. So those are there, and they are also freeform cut. They're not rectangles around the little paintbrush stroke. So I am super excited. I'm not usually a date cover user, but I'm definitely gonna give these a try and see how they work out for me. So they are a little bit thinner than like your standard individual date covers. So if you have a little bit of a lack of space in your particular planner, these may be a great option for you there. Okay, so the last 2 sheets in the regular weekly listing are your deco and deco journaling sheets. So you can probably see some changes on here. We did away with the kind of short, stubby 1.5 inch wide brush stroke. We left the long one, and we replaced it with this square, which I think will be super fun to layer deco on top. I'm excited to try and play with this one. It would be really cute behind even just a basic label, appointment label, etc. And then we did these long washi strips, which I am so excited to try out. They are so neat. They are not completely going to cover the entire span of your planner, but they're going to be great for starting on your Monday and working towards about Wednesday, or starting on your Sunday and working to about Friday. So that is that. We still kept the little graph boxes. We shrunk down the arrow collections on here a tiny bit to make room for all of the other good stuff. And then your watercolor pieces stayed the same. So I am super excited. Just a small update. You will notice that the offset arrows are missing from this, and there is a reason for it. So bear with me just a few minutes on that. So that takes care of what is going to be in your regular weekly listing. There is going to be the add-on listing, which we will go over now. This is where a bunch of the little sheets are going to be, and if you have noticed that you have not seen a couple of washi options, that is why they are in this listing. So this is just going to be all your tiny add-on sheets. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so I can start doing this. Okay, so sheet 11 is our old basic labels, our 06 sheet. So that pretty much the same. And your new appointment box sheet. So we have 2 different sizes on it this year. So some that are a little bit thicker, and then the ones that you are used to having on that old 007 sheet. So this is now the 012 sheet. Okay, sheet 13 is your scallop doodle 1/4 and 1/2 boxes. No changes there. A new sheet that we have added this year are stitched labels for sheet 014. So let me zoom in on those so you can see. So just plain basic. Every single thing in our kits got a square edge this year. So we had a little bit of both going on last year, and I wanted to be more consistent with that. So that is our stitch label sheet. I'm excited to use that one as well. And then 015 is still the same old 015, and that is your sidebar. And then 016 is your ombre checklist. These used to be sheet 14. And then we did change up the checklist slightly. So those are now much thicker and much bolder for you to be able to see them a little bit better. And then our other one. So this was sheet 19 last year. It's now sheet 17. And those are for your Erin Condren vertical planners. And then this used to be sheet 20 and it is now sheet 18. And it fits Erin Condren hourly, plum vertical columns, and your A5 horizontal planners. Okay, so old sheet 23 was our doodle icons, and that is still around. I made just a few slight minor tweaks that you may or may not even notice. For example, the nail polish bottle now has a black outline on it, just like most of the rest of those guys. So that is that sheet. It is now sheet 19. Sheet 20, 21, and 22 are new and or updated. So sheet 20 is weather trackers. Super excited. We had quite a few requests to add this one to our listings to match with the kit, so I'm happy to be able to do that. There are 8 on a sheet. I wasn't going to short you guys a sheet or just kind of fill it up with junk, but I feel like this is functional enough that you'll be able to stick it in your leftovers book and use that extra one in your daily or one week when you don't want to buy a full sheet for that. So that is sheet 20. Sheet 21 is our notes and headers sheet, and this is where the offset labels went to. So you've still got 5 of those. You have 7 of the freeform to-do scripts, love that, and then 3 of the little sticky notes. So I know it was hard for people to find uses for, I can't even remember how many is on the other one. I didn't use them that often. 9 or 12 sticky note sheets. So this just gives you 3 of them that will match your spreads, but isn't so overwhelming. Like, what do I do with all of these little sticky notes? So I am super excited about that change as well. Our old extra functional sheet was called was sheet number 22. It is now called just the functional sheet. We still have the flags for all of our Erin Condren teacher planners. Love you guys. And then 5 of the checkbox, still the same. 2 sets of the half box appointment labels, and then we filled in those other flags that were here or filled it in. We replaced them with some dots, some stars, some hearts, some teardrops, and some flags. So a lot of just little add-on pieces that will work well for a variety of uses. Okay, let's talk headers. That used to be our 005 and 017, which was the glitter headers. We have done away with the glitter headers for 2023. They just weren't selling as well as they used to. And I just feel like glitter, I don't want to say it's on its way out. It's not, but I feel like just kind of as the planning style evolves, they just weren't as popular as they were when we first released them. The header sheet, I felt a lot of the shops are doing away with them. I didn't want to completely do away with them because I see you guys vertical planners and I see Erin Condren's bright strokes that they like to put inside of those box dividers. And so we decided to switch to just a blank header sheet. These are exactly the same as they were. They're just rectangles. We will be using light colors on this, so you can either write on it, use it to just fill up the space, or layer it with a script. So I'm excited to see how you guys like that one. I don't use headers. This was one of the sheets I battled with the most. Those headers and the glitter headers just every year have consistently gone down in sales, but we do have those people that just buy them consistently. And I was thinking about you guys, those customers that buy that, and I thought this might be a really nice kind of in between. So we'll see how this does for 2023 and we'll go from there on 2024. Okay. The last 2 sheets in the add-on listing are the 8.5 by 11 washi. That is still structured exactly the same. And then finally, sheet 25 is our thick washi. So that one is the same also. So that used to be sheet 3 and has now jumped all the way down to 25. So keep that in mind when you're looking in the weekly kit listing. It's going to be in the add-on listing instead. So that is it for today's video. I will be back in just a couple of days and we will go over our weekly specific listings for TPC 7x9 vertical priorities, the Hobonichi cousin, which I'm super pumped about, the passion planner, and I think that might be it. So we will cover all those in the next video. Until then, have a good one.